very sad story. Some people never get, some people get the call, hey man, you've got cancer, you've got this illness, you've got this disease, you've got diabetes. And for some people it is a very bad, really bad news.
Mm-hmm.
For some people it's a wake up call.
Yeah, without a doubt. I want to get him on the podcast actually. I've got a family friend and he was given that exact news. He was given months, terminally ill. They said to him, you're fucked. Sorry. All right, jump on chemo, do everything.
I can't believe they tell people that, dude.
Yeah.
I understand.
No way.
I think I've had a family member go through that.
Yeah.
And dude, living wasn't healthy. He just never looked after himself, but living a normal life, working full time. Do you know what I mean? He was in his early 50s, living a normal life, working full time.
Yeah.
He was I think he was throwing up or something was happening, but he was always in and out of doctors, in and out of hospital, diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
And then something was wrong. So he went and got some tests done and they said, okay, you've got a tumor in your stomach. And he said, how bad is it? They said, really bad. And they said, it's not repairable, it's not operatable. We'll give you 12 months.
Yeah.
He died in 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think they killed him. Not in the sense of they said that.
No, of course.
Mentally.
Yeah, of course.
He got the news and he didn't know how
People aren't equipped to cope with that sort of stuff.
He did not know how to process it.
Yeah.
And he was just this is it. My life's over. That's it.
Yeah.
You never see the finish line.
Mm.
They've just told me that the finish line's over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna
that,
finish here.
Yeah, that mentality, went from working,
Just throwing up a bit, yeah.
Working, everything, to got a little bit sick, but was still going to work, to
Gone. Yeah, and that was a similar thing with this family friend. So he was diagnosed with a terminal illness. It was cancer of some sort. So they go, look, you've got 3 months. We'll make it. We can probably give you 5. You know what I mean? We'll give you 6. Jump on chemo, jump on radiation, do all this sort of shit, go everything. So he started doing that. He starts throwing up, starts fucking losing his hair, starts just feeling like shit. He's being poisoned at the end of the day. Chemo and radiation, you're poisoning your body to get it better. You know what I mean? And he was camping, similar like how you do. He was camping one day, he went by himself, all right? And he's like, fuck this shit. He goes, I'm not doing any more chemo. I'm not doing any more radiation. If I'm going to die, I'm just going to fucking die. Like it is. It is what it is. I'm done. And this guy was same thing, not always an overly healthy guy. He was a smoker. He was always, he's stressed. He said, stress was a big thing for him because he had his own business. He was always working, all that sort of shit. Anyway, he went and saw this doctor who was one of the top 10 smartest doctors in the world. And a natural doctor, didn't believe in modern medicine, this doctor. He's like, no, we can cure 90% of the diseases just by eating right, by exercising, by doing these small things. Anyway, he put him on this pretty intense diet of foods, like superfoods, right? He goes, you're going to eat this, you're going to have 43 shakes a day, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to stop smoking, you're going to do all this sort of stuff. Anyway, that was about 15 years ago, and he's still here today, right? Because he changed everything about his life. And as you said, that wake-up call. He changed his diet, he changed his mental state, he changed a whole bunch of stuff. And as a result of that, he's still here today. He's not a shadow of himself, right? He's still very strong, he's fit. He'd be in his late 50s, early 60s, no, late 50s now, I think. Late 50s, he still calls me every now and then. He actually worked for me for a little while until I fired him. But he was working with me for a little while. Really good, genuine guy. And that was the wake-up call for him, though, because he could have gone very easily the other way. He could have just given up on life. He could have just gone, fuck it, I'm going to do the chemo because that's what I've been told, modern medicine, that's what I'm going to do. And he went the complete other direction, and he's still here 15 years later. Because every day I have is it's a bonus, man. I won life. Because every day, every month, every year, because I'm still here. And one of the biggest things he's told me, but he'll tell you too, was also that stress. He reckons stress is one of the biggest killers. It makes you sick. It promotes cancerous growths. That's what, and he deep dive into all the medicine and modern medicine and all that sort of stuff. And, his real underground conspiracy theory stuff, saying how, it's a $1 trillion industry, the medical industry, which it is, because they make money. They make money off people dying and getting sick, man. They don't give a fuck. They just want you to pump you full of everything because that's where they make their money. But yeah, it was very interesting and inspirational story where he got dealt that card, and he's like, no, I've got my own cards. Let me sort that out. And look, that's not to say what he did everyone should do and is good for everyone, but I think a lot of it had to do with his mindset and where he was at.
Yeah,
with everything, because like you said,
some people mentally check out.
Yeah, your example, you could have very easily mentally checked out, and you didn't. You thought, no, I'm going to give it a crack.
And I think, I don't know this person you're talking about, but
no, you haven't met him.
That person would have a newfound lease on life.
Yeah, he does. He does. Well, the funny thing is, he never wanted kids and had a kid very late in his life, in his 50s. Right.
So he didn't want a kid before it?
No.
And then after that...
I don't know if it was after that experience, but he ended up having a child after that. You know what I mean?
But so, I don't know. No, is it... Okay.
I don't know if it was a result of that. This is recent.
But it happened after it?
Yeah, it definitely happened after.
Yeah.
So yeah, you probably did have a level of that to do with it, for sure.
That's interesting. But I think someone like that, and I think he would admit it. He would say, well, I'm lucky. Like, I got... People... sometimes don't get even if you get this is, without sounding too toxic, it's a sad thing either way.
Yeah.
You don't want to see anyone go through it.
No.
We're not denying that at all. But I think, you get hey, you got 5 years left. Hey, you got 3 years left. Like, it's almost like it's a reminder. Like, you got a time limit now, and you probably got more of an indication than most. Go do what you want.
Yeah.
Go
do what you want.
Yeah. Live the little life you want to live. Whatever that is for you. Like, whatever everyone... Do you think we get pressured to do things because everyone else is doing it?
Oh, without a doubt. I think there's an element of that for sure.
Yeah. It's like...
So we spoke with Adam last week, and he was talking about his... he wants to create more social media, more content. Like, do you feel that you got to create more content because everyone's fucking creating content now? I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because it would be an element of that. So I get left behind if I don't create fucking social media posts. So yeah, I do believe there is a massive element of that too. Like, think about buying houses. Everyone wants to buy a house. Why? What do you want to buy a house for? Oh, who told you that buying a house now is the right thing to do, the right move? Oh, my mum and dad. So you're taking financial advice from people who are not where you want to be. Oh, my neighbours, my this. Oh, okay. The banks, you're taking advice from the banks who make billions of dollars a quarter off people borrowing money that they can't to buy things they can't afford. So that's just an example there, but there's so many things like that. Why does everyone want, not everyone, but why do people want really nice things? Watches, clothes, Ferraris, cars. Why do they want these things? Most of the time because they see other people, oh, I want that. The FOMO, the whole FOMO thing.
FOMO is a real thing.
Yeah.
Very real thing.
Yeah, I believe I've got an element of that.
I think it's human nature.
Yeah.
It's human nature to want what is scarce. Why do diamonds worth so much? Because they were supposedly scarce.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a whole conspiracy theory.
I've heard this as well, actually, yeah.
I don't know if it's true or not, but like the whole thing around diamonds. Like, why? So you'll go pay a lot of money for the shiny rock? Is that... It's a weird thing, yeah? But it's like we have this natural attraction to this thing because it's shiny and because it's scarce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's only a limited amount of these, and if you have them, it shows some level of status. You know, we are attracted to what we think we can't have. And it's like, as soon as you find out your life's got a time limit, I didn't get to do that thing.
Yeah, well, most people on their deathbed, if they get the opportunity to get to their deathbed, it's not like having regret's going to be a really bad thing. Do you know what I mean? Shoot your shot. Don't get to the point where you go, fuck, I wish I did that. Fuck, I wish I had that opportunity again. It's like Branson said, I'd leave anything to be 20 years old and broke. You take all my billions, I'll swap with you. How's that? There's a machine right now. Find me a 20-year-old that will swap. You get all my billions, but you're 75 years old, but you get all my billions. I'll swap with you.
You'd have to be an idiot. Like, Jesus.
100% you have to be an idiot.
I think you can find a person like that.
Yeah, like, trying to tell me there's idiots in this
I
world.
think it was in China, a person sold his kidney to get an iPad. That actually happened.
Yeah.
This is the early 2010s or something. It's the dumbest thing that happened.
Was it an iPad Pro?
I mean,
I think it was the...
did they get the keyboard with it too and the pen?
No, I think it's...
then it could be
was
worth half
the
the pen.
original iPad or something like that.
Oh, the original shit. They got stooged.
That's a bad move. But like, one of the things that, you know what? Right now, go there for a second. Do you know what I mean? And I hope you never do, anyone listening to this, watching this, whenever you're watching it, I hope you never get that news, and I hope no one you ever care about gets that news. But if you did, what would play on your mind?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think it's actually not as bad as you think to think about death and mortality.
Dude,
and your
that
mortality.
weekly thing, I do it every single week. Every single, I'm on 29.32 right now.
Context? You can tell people what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's... so every single week, I've got a sticky note, a sticky notepad stuck on my wall, and every Sunday, I take the sticker off and I stick it on my shelf. So now, right, there's a whole bunch of sticky notes on my shelf, and there's a number on it. Right now, it says 29.32. And that's how many weeks I've got left until I turn 90, if I get to live to 90, which I think is a high number. I've been thinking about that recently. I've been thinking about changing it to 65.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but then I'm scared because that number's going to drop fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, if you look after yourself and you're exercising, you're eating right, I think 65 can still be young.
Yes, it can be.
I really
but
believe, like there's this photo that was really impactful for me that I found a few years back, and I'm coming up to a training. Actually, by the time this airs, I might even be in Brisbane, and I'm doing a training with some of my mentees, and it's around the whole concept of vitality and life and everything. And there was an image that I found a couple of years back that had a huge impact on me, and it was of two men, and one man was both 84 years old. So when you think of an 84-year-old, what do you think of?
old, frail.
Yeah, wheelchair,
wrinkly. Yeah.
like wrinkly, maybe a walking stick, move slowly, that sort of thing. And there was two men side by side.
How old?
84. One of the men he looked strong, fit, completely jacked, shirt off, muscular, chest, arms, six-pack, like muscular, yeah? And then the other man was sitting in a wheelchair, hunched over, hand over his walking stick like this. Look old, frail, like he looked if you pushed him, you were going to break his hip or anything was going to happen to it. And the other guy, really strong, fit, 84 years old. Now, you look at them, they were both old. They were both, they looked elderly. But both of them made a choice at some stage in their life to end up like that. Both of them made that choice. And I think as long as you continually train with weights, look after yourself, like keep your muscle mass up, that's what I've learned over the years, because muscle mass is a huge contributing factor to whether you're going to get sick or fight off disease or however long you're going to live for. It's going to come down to the fact of you being strong and physically fit, but not at 85 start training. You've got to start training at 30, at 40.
To make sure you're able to do things. Do you know what I mean? Like you can open the door.
Yeah, and we're not designed to be like modern medicine today. Like we're living longer than ever. But why? We're living longer than ever because we've got the technology there to prolong our life. It doesn't necessarily mean the quality of life is going to be there. All right, because you can prolong someone's life and their
Miserable.
They're miserable sitting in a wheelchair and can't move, or in a chair and can't go outside. We're not designed to live like that. We're designed to have a long life and die within 2 weeks. That's it, not die within 3.5, 4, 5 years. And that's what technology does. Yeah.
Massive.
I'll pull the plug, don't worry. I'll hook you up, don't worry. I'll
do
unhook
this.
you.
I'll do this.
Yeah, oi.
Ben's like, hey, mate, it's like,
Oi, hurry up,
Yeah.
fuck around. Yeah, let's do one more episode, then pull the plug.
yeah. Life, man.
Yep.
It,
And you know what? I think in this day and age, especially for those of you that are in business, everything, dude, another week's down. Another week is
down, yeah.
Another week is down. Another week's gone. You know what I mean? Of the year. Another week is down. Like, how quickly has 2025 gone?
It's gone.
We're in December now, aren't we? When this episode airs?
Almost.
Yeah. Nearly in December. All right. 2024 is gone. And next year is just around the corner. And guess what's going to happen next year? We're going to get to November and you go, what the fuck? How did that happen?
It's,
And I get it. People are really busy in their day-to-day life, and you often don't stop and smell the roses. You often don't go, hey, I need to sit back and go, all right, it's important to me. What do I need to do? A couple episodes back, we spoke about our goals and what we had achieved. Like, it's important. Set your goals. Don't set New Year's resolutions. What do you actually want? What is it you want in your life? And go out there and fucking do it. Don't sit back and go, I'll do it next year. I'll do it the year after. I'll do it when I've got a bit more money. I'll do it when I've lost 5 kilos. I'll do it when I stop smoking. Like, fucking do it now. Stop making excuses. Everything in your life, when you start talking like that, it's always an excuse. Always an excuse.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, you can click over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.